Could you have made it as a footballer, do you think?
Yeah, I could have made it as a footballer.
I'm glad you said
Boxers
that.
don't lack confidence.
I'm glad you said that. Harlem Eubank has been in a couple of times to do podcast with us, and we're a big fan of his. And he's a mate of yours. And is he giving you help, advice?
We've trained together quite a few times. He always gives me a bit of mouth, and that when we're training, we've had loads of like good times together. And Harlem, he sort of always supported me as well. And then especially now when I've turned pro, sort of we're both on similar journeys.
Take me into your mindset when you have hit the canvas before.
Never hit the canvas before.
Never. Adam, great to have you here. It's been some summer, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's not been bad. 2 fights, 2 wins, 2 stoppages. So it's been a good start to my pro career.
And you can tell us where those fights were, can't you?
New York, Madison Square Garden, and in Sunderland at the Sunderland Live Arena.
It's quite differential there, isn't it? Sunderland and New York. New York must have been really special.
It was a very special moment for me, my family, sort of everyone. Like it was a surreal experience.
And was it a moment that you felt as though you'd landed, or was it a moment that you felt that this is where I want to be, this is where I want to stay, and it's giving you hunger? Yeah,
it's where I believe I deserve to be. I worked hard as an amateur from a 6-year-old boy up until the age of 18, and obviously, as you know, as an amateur, you're doing it for free. So that's years of working for nothing to be in them stages.
And you felt comfortable when you got there?
I did.
Felt right at home?
Yeah. I feel like that's the stages where I want to be, headlining, bringing fans out from everywhere. That's what I want to be doing, yeah.
So we should just ask you about your love of the Albion as well to get kicked off. How did you become a fan, and what type of fan are you?
So I played football up until I was 13, and then it was a choice. It was like, right, Adam, do you want to box or do you want to play football? And so, yeah, I played for years, as I just mentioned, with Harry Mills, Charlie Tasker and that. And then I'm born in Brighton. Sort of my family have never been big football people, so me just being from here, my friends are Brighton fans, so it was like just an automatic thing for me. And then sort of kicked off from there, yeah.
And we were saying that Harlem Eubank has been in a couple of times to do podcast with us, and we're a big fan of his, and he's a mate of yours. And is he giving you help, advice? Do you kind of put your heads together in terms of your career development?
Yeah, we've trained together quite a few times. He always gives me a bit of mouth, and that when we're training, especially when I was an amateur. Obviously, pros and amateurs have different sized gloves and things, and he used to say, "You're not ready for these small gloves." Just sort of give me a bit of chat when we're training, but we've had loads of like good times together. And Harlem, he sort of always supported me as well. And then especially now when I've turned pro, sort of we're both on similar journeys. Obviously, he's a lot more progressed than I am. But it's good, obviously, both of us being from Brighton, locals, training together. Yeah. Sea dips together.
80 amateur bouts. Why did you have so many? That is a lot, isn't it, before turning pro?
Yeah, to be honest, I'd always fight anyone. So I think that's why I was so active, especially as a kid. When I was 11 years old in the schoolboy championships, most kids had 7 or 8 fights. I had 19. So I was just always staying active. And then every year I got selected to box for England, Europeans, World Championships, and I boxed for Albania in the World Championships as well. So over the space of 10 days, you have 4 or 5 fights. So I was boxing so frequently, and the fights were adding up as I was always fighting every day because I was winning.
So can you represent 2 countries?
Yeah, so I boxed for England for 3 years, and then 1 year they weren't going to the World Championships just because of a few political things. But I had the opportunity to go for Albania, and obviously, as you know, World Championships is the biggest stage I could have been at. So it's something that that I didn't want to miss out on. So we decided to take the jump.
So now you've switched allegiances, you couldn't go back?
As an amateur, you can change once, and then sort of but then you have to wait 12 months to then represent. If you want to go back, you have to wait 12 months with no boxing.
Okay. Well, it's quite a stint.
Yeah.
Could you have made it as a footballer, do you think?
Yeah, I could have made it as a footballer.
I'm glad you said that.
Boxers don't lack confidence.
I'm glad you said that.
Just going back to Harlem, though, it must be good to have someone in your city that you can like look up to as well.
Yeah. Obviously, he's a bit older than me, so it's good to have like sort of a role model, seeing how hard he trains, and sort of just being around him, especially when I was an amateur, like a 15-year-old boy, just watching how they all train as professionals and things, and like even them inviting me down to like go to the beach with them, sea dips and things. It was sort of like inspiring.
Yeah, and just seeing how it's done and learning the traits and seeing what that level that you need
just
to get
to. Just a different
to.
Lifestyle as well. You see with Harlem, he's on it all year round with his food, with his training, everything. So it gives you an insight of like sort of a top level and people who just sort of don't, if people who want to make it and people who just want to sort of stay where they're at.
When you came in, you mentioned you just had a week off. Is that like the maximum amount of time you'll have off in a year? For
me, that is. After my fights, it's like coaches say, like, just take your week off, rest, recover.
But will you?
It's, to be fair, I went to the gym on Thursday, so that already broke the week off, and then I ran on Saturday.
So you didn't have a week off?
No, but I don't know what to do sort of when I'm not in the gym. It's like, just.
And obviously, when you do have time off as a professional athlete, you're worried that you're losing ground on others, aren't you?
That's it. Especially where I'm boxing in just over 4 weeks, I sort of just want to get back to it. Even though obviously the week off is very important, but I can't help it sometimes.
Let's just go back to the Madison Square Garden night, because that's a cathedral of boxing. That's where Muhammad Ali fought Joe Frazier. Countless world title fights in that arena. So you're in the heartland of boxing there when you walk through the ropes there.
Yeah.
How did you manage your emotions around that? And was it just pure excitement that got you into the fight? Or?
To be honest, when we got to the venue, we walked the wrong way round, so we had to walk back round again. But across the walls, there's all people who have boxed there, just done everything there, basketball, everything. And just seeing all these people who have been there and done things, and quotes about Madison Square Garden that they've said, it was unbelievable, sort of like seeing it all and trying to take it in, as well as focusing on the fight ahead.
Yeah.
And then going into the fight, it was just more about just staying focused, getting the job done, and then taking it in afterwards.
It's almost like you don't want to say all those quotes and things before you go in, isn't it? Because then it starts playing on your mind. Yeah,
you just sort of, like I said, we were just trying to stay locked in on the fight. But when you're seeing all of that, it's an unbelievable experience.
So preparing for a fight and going there on the evening, how long will you spend in the venue pre-fight?
You're getting your hands wrapped and stuff usually take about 30-40 minutes. I like to get there about 2 hours before, so turn up, sort of chill out for a little bit, get your hands wrapped, get your kit on, look in the mirror a few times.
But like all your food prep and that's all done before you get to the venue?
Yeah, and then so my nutritionist will also have a little box of Haribo's, and I'll have my honey and things if I want before the fight. Just
last minute bits, but your main meal and things will be way before.
They'll be done about 3 hours before, 4 hours.
And is that like in a private residence or in a hotel or?
Yeah, sort of. So what did I have? My last fight, I just had a Nando's grilled chicken pitta. That was about 5 hours before I boxed, and then I just had a squares bar and just sort of little things throughout the day.
Carb load.
Carving it up.
You're seen as a real rising star. You're rising fast, but obviously we all know in boxing the career progression has to be very carefully managed. You've got to pick your opponents well. and you need a timetable, don't you? How fast are you progressing? Is there almost a risk that your talent will take you too far too quickly?
Yeah, look, I'm only 18 years old still, so I'm like a baby in the professional game. I don't think that for myself. I think I can fight anyone. But sort of, it's my team and manager. They're all sort of pulling the reins a bit. Just it's one fight at a time. I've got 2 more 4-rounders. Next year I go into my 6-rounders, 6 and 8. And sort of the progression, it will come naturally, I think, for me. I keep performing, I keep doing my job, and then the opportunities will come.
Just for people who haven't seen you fight, what's your fighting style?
Well, people call me exciting. Sort of, I like to be relentless. I think people pay money to see 2 people have a fight, and no one wants a boring fight. I don't like watching boring fights, so I know what people want to see. So I like to entertain people. I like to give a bit of flair, but also just sort of get that consistency of punching, getting your combinations together, landing your big shots, because that's what fans want to see. They want to see knockouts, and they want to see excitement.
Good work rate, positive.
That's it.
What's your best shot?
To be honest, you can't say that.
It's not a secret, because anyone who boxes me, they'll take an uppercut, they'll take a jab, they'll take a backhand. I sort of, every time I boxed, I put every shot together. I do like my right hook though.
You're right. Okay.
My last fight, when I finished it, I dropped him with the right hook. When he got up, I think it was 17 in a row I threw, and then and then that was it.
All right.
That's all she wrote.
I think that's your calling card then, it's the right hook.
Yeah, but also on my debut, I threw 6 left hooks to the body in a row. So.
Right. So you're quite proud of having the full range.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Who would you say you're like that's been and gone?
Probably like a Roberto Duran, ex Arturo Gatti. Just Arturo Gatti's got that heart and that determination of getting put down, getting back up, sort of the consistency, the heart, everything about him I love. And then Roberto Duran, they called him Hands of Stone. So say a bit like that as well.
So you've done your homework then, because these guys are not so much Gatti, but Roberto Duran was way before your time, you know. So you've obviously been through the tapes and the history books, yeah.
To be honest, for me, I don't really enjoy too much boxing for now. But all the old fights, I'd watch them because they were good fights. Like I said, what people want to see. 2 people having fights, going at it, knockouts all the time. Like the Roberto Durans, Edwin Valeros, all of them old fighters, Sugar Ray Robinson. They were great fights to watch. So, yeah, I know more about sort of them times than now.
Yeah, well, it's a good sign, if you don't mind me saying so, that you've studied all that and thought about it, because there are so many good examples to learn from, aren't there, in boxing, you know. Because it's a technical business, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
People don't realise how complicated it is.
It's to be fair, they call it like a chess match, and it really is sort of. Even when you're feinting, you're jabbing, you're seeing what your opponent's reactions are to it, so then you can think about your next move.
So, leading into a fight, obviously there's loads of planning, and you've got a map of what you want to do. How much of it is, when you get in the ring, is improvisation?
A lot of it, literally probably 90% of it. For me personally, a lot of people like game plans and studying their opponents and things. For me, I never have. I leave that sort of to my team, because I think when you get in, for me, when I get in the ring, I'll be different every time. So what's to say your opponent's not going to be like that? You can watch one fight and think, yeah, I can do that against him and do that against him. But when they get in there, things will change quickly. So if they start doing something else and you've only got one plan in mind, it's like, where do you go from there? Whereas if you can just improvise to what's in front of you, I feel like that's a better way of playing it.
So very much you just like to feel it out when you get in there?
Yeah. As an amateur, I used to lose a lot of first rounds. or even just have close first rounds and then sort of take over near the end of the first and then through the second and third, if they went that far, just sort of take over.
So take me into your mindset when you have hit the canvas before.
Never hit the canvas before.
Never, not even in training or anything.
No,
Never been near the canvas.
I've taken account before.
Have you ever been wobbled?
I've taken account before. As an amateur, sort of when you take a big shot and your head goes back, they're straight in, just counting. I was in the Europeans in 2023, Romania, and I was boxing a tricky Azerbaijani. It was in my second fight out there, so pre-quarterfinals. And he's landed a double backhand on me, boom, boom, and my head just went doing, doing. The ref caught it and give me a count. That was in the first round, and then I stopped him in the second round. So my mindset of sort of when you get hurt is get ready to just go again and hurt them more than they
super important
hurt them more than they hurt you. Yeah,
it's all about mindset.
Yeah,
because to get in that ring at the level that you're at, you have to kind of want to do it, don't you? You know, you have to be willing.
You have to accept you're going to get hit. You're going to have highs, lows, but it's all part of it, and it sort of builds you as a boxer and as a person as well.
Just going back to the football, how much time do you spend watching Brighton?
To be honest, when I can make games, I make games. Like, I'm not a massive to follow football, die-hard football fan, but Brighton under 21s, I make them games a lot.
Do you?
Yeah, but the other games, obviously, I'm training a lot. So trying to make games and stuff is difficult.
The 21s games are obviously your pals, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's nice supporting.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm even in the cold sometimes. I'm here in my coat like that.
And would they come to your fights as well?
Yeah. So Harry and Zayn actually come out to New York when I boxed out there. Yeah. So just lucky that it was
off season.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was in June, wasn't it?
But yeah.
God, that must have been a treat for them as well.
Yeah, you know what? It was great, sort of having your best mates out there. It was an unreal experience.
Yeah.
Young Brighton athletes making waves.
Yeah, it looks like
one things you love to see.
We've got a bit of a golden generation coming along. What position did you play when you were playing football?
I was a centre mid, so.
Were you?
You know what? I was always fit, so I was like up and down the pitch at all times. You know, even if there was a big kid, my coaches, it was Adam, you're on him, because I'd always be the one who wanted to sort of. I was only small. I was a very small kid, but I was always the one who wanted to prove a point and get the big guy and give him a little shove.
A bit bigger they are, the harder they fall.
That's the one.
Yes.
So I loved football, to be honest, but it's the team sports that I can't do.
Right.
Because you know when you lose a game, I was shouting at everyone because I feel like I always, in everything I do, I give 110%. So if I notice someone they're just giving that 90%. It would it would get me angry, and whereas boxing, when you lose, you're by yourself and that's it. So
but that would scare a lot of people.
But there's no one to blame. If 100% it would, but there's no one else to blame apart from yourself. Even with boxing, anytime I've got out of the ring and I've lost in a close fight, I lost in the World Championship finals. That was for Albania. And I would have been the first ever person from Albania to win. So losing in that was heartbreaking. It was in a close fight, but it's sort of, I didn't have any regrets because I knew I'd done everything I could. Whereas in football, you can do everything you can, but
I've scored goals and the defence has let me down.
but if everyone else isn't giving it all they can, then it's
frustrating.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. Well, when we talk about mindset of a boxer, and obviously you work very hard on your physicality, do you work on your mindset?
To be honest, everyone always says I have. one of the best mindsets, but it's sort of something I've never worked on.
Just natural.
I just think how I think, and yeah, that's.
It's obviously working.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting that you prefer to be in an individual sport and just take responsibility for yourself, you know, and the team. I mean, could you have played an individual sport, or did you need the team?
No, I couldn't have. Honestly, I look at like boxers, tennis players, golfers, like where they're individual entities, and I just think like they are so supreme.
Looks quite lonely.
No, not that it looks lonely, but like the amount of times I've had an off afternoon and someone else has dug me out of a hole, and it's like it's ultimately a team sport. Whereas if you have a bad day, or your preparation's bad, like you say, it's all on you, and that terrifies me.
I think that's a bit of motivation for me though as well. Like I know if I'm going into a ring, it sort of motivates you with your diet, with your training and everything. I know I'd never want to walk into a ring thinking, oh, I ate that chocolate bar when I shouldn't have. I didn't go to bed when I should have gone to bed. I didn't do that run when I was meant to do that run. So it sort of gives you that motivation to do that extra bit when you're training and when you're in camp.
That real discipline.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about your Brighton life, because you were born in Brighton, obviously. Yeah. Did you grow up here as well?
Yeah. I was born and grew up here, yeah.
And where did you go to school in Brighton?
Shoreham Academy.
Shoreham Academy, right. And you were just a lad about town in Brighton. Do you love the town as a fun place that everybody does?
I love Brighton.
Yeah.
Like I've been to, obviously with boxing, I've travelled the country, the world, everywhere. And there's just nowhere like Brighton. Like everywhere in this country, there's just not much going on in Brighton. There's always something. There's always, even sometimes I've gone running at 5 a.m. and there's just people on the seafront playing with fire, doing anything. Like it's parkour, everything. It's great. It's a great town.
Are you looking at what, 2 or 3 fights a year at the moment? Is that your plan?
6.
6 a year.
6 a year.
So you really do
like
being
every
active.
other month. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Fast track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I saw you said somewhere by 25 you want to be a world champion in a carbon black Bugatti. I don't even know what that is. What is that?
You don't know what a Bugatti is?
Well, I knew what a Bugatti is. But carbon black.
Carbon
yeah,
black,
that's
the
just
colour.
I thought that was a model. So, yeah. That's a good ambition. Do you reckon you can get there by 25?
100%.
Yeah.
I have no doubts in my mind. I train hard. I do everything right. I'm sort of on the right path at the moment. It's just about staying grounded and staying on that path.
It really is, yeah. Well,
Perfect.
best of luck.
Thank you.
Good luck.
We'll be watching and cheering you on.
Keep up the good work.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.